The second part here says to use the given information to decide which equation will be the easiest to use to find the indicated value, and find the value and explain your choice. So the equations for number 5, we have the explicit equation, which says y equals 3x plus 7. We have the recursive equation, which in Word says the now or the current is equal to the previous term plus 3. And then we're given a table of values where we have the term number and the value for 1, 2, and 3, and we have to find the value for 4. So we have to decide, do we want to use the explicit equation or do we want to use the recursive equation? In this case, because I have 4, or I need to find 4, and I already have the previous term, which is 3, because I have that previous term and I know I just have to add 3 to it, that's probably going to be the fastest, is just to take 16 and add 3. So for the 4th term, I would get 19. And my explanation, again, would just be that because I had the previous term, it would be faster to just add 3 than trying to plug in the 4. For number 6, I have the explicit equation, which says y is equal to 3x plus 7. The recursive is now is equal to the previous term plus 3. So that's the same as number 5, but now instead of finding that 4th term, I want to find the 50th term. Unfortunately, I do not have the 49th term. So in order to use the recursive formula, I would have to find all the terms between 2 and 50 before I could find that 50th term. Or I could use the explicit formula and just plug the 50 into the equation. And that would look like this. I would take y equal to 3 times 50 plus 7. And that would give me 157. So I could quickly find it using the explicit formula because I can plug that 50 right in, rather than needing to go all the way through the terms up to 49 in order to find 50. So for the explanation part here, you want to say something about how it's quicker to plug in the 50 than trying to find all the 49 terms before 50 to use that recursive formula. And then let's move over to questions 7 and 8. For question 7, it says the value of the 4th term is 80, and I think that's something important to highlight that we're looking at here. The value of the 4th term is 80. The sequence is being doubled at each step. So our explicit equation is y equals 5 times 2 raised to the x. And our recursive is taking the previous term and multiplying it by 2. What we want to do is find the value of the 5th term. Again, we know the 4th term, so we know that previous term. Knowing that previous term, it's going to be easier to use that recursive formula, which is to just simply multiply it by 2. So we can take that previous term, that 4th term, 80, and multiply it by 2, and we get the 5th term to be 160. And for your explanation, you want to say something about that we have the previous term, so it's faster to multiply by 2 using the recursive than it would be to plug in the 5 to our explicit equation. And finally, if we look at question number 8, question 8 also has the same thing as question 7, where we know that 4th term, but this time we want to find the value of the 7th term. So to find the value of the 7th term, since we don't have the 6th term, we're going to want to use that explicit equation and plug it in. So that would give us y equal to 5 times 2 to the 7th. And if you plug that into your calculator, you will see that you get 640 for your 7th term. So for your explanation, for this part of it, when you want to write out your explanation, you want to say that because we don't have the previous term, it's faster to just plug the 7 in for x in the explicit equation.